before we get started on this episode, I should say, next week there won't be any new episodes of Black Clover. That's because I took Thanksgiving week off to relax and enjoy, well, relaxing, doing nothing, being just a regular jack-off. But anyway, so yeah, next week there won't be new episodes. We'll be back in 2 weeks for episodes 101 and 102. Although I think 102 might be a recap episode, so we might also throw in 103. I don't know, it's somewhere around there, but we'll get to that. But yeah. Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with the 100th episode of Black Clover. Isn't that crazy? Now, last time around, I forgot what it was called. It was like the Desperate Attempt at Survival or something like that. Yeah, it's something like that. But yeah, the Mario Leona basically sacrificed herself. She's still alive, but she did everything that she could to fight off the 5 elves, and then Asta and Zora came back in to save her and knock the elf magic back at them. However, Raya was able to capture Asta because he's taking him to the real Licht to return the swords in the grimoire. Meanwhile, Mimosa has been crucified by Klaus and Hamon. Yuno is an elf, but he doesn't seem to be himself. Huh? Anyway. So, and Asta was brought before them because, well, that's where the real Licht is. So, yeah, that is pretty much where we left off. It is episode 100 of Black Clover. Good Lord. And because we're not going to have a new episode next week, this is pretty much going to be our 1-year anniversary for Black Clover. Technically, we should, like, if all things were, right, if I had never taken breaks, basically, this year, which I did, because we took the break I believe it was at Christmas, like, very early on, and then we took a break over the summer. Technically episode 104, because, 52 weeks in the year, so that would be 104, but still. But we're just going to say happy 1-year anniversary to reacting to Black Clover. Before I did this, I thought, okay, because everyone was recommending this after I quit Jujutsu Kaisen, because I fucking hated Jujutsu Kaisen. And so many people were like, you should watch Black Clover. And I was like, I really want to, but I was like, man, so many episodes, 170 episodes, and it's not even done. Like, there's still going to be more. But here we are, 100 episodes later, 1 year later. And I will say it was a very good idea to go 2 episodes a week. I think that has really worked out. I don't think it would work out for any other show, but I think for Black Clover it really does work out. So yeah, here we are, 100 episodes in. We're not even done. We still got 70 episodes to go, at least of the ones that were released, and then season 2. Season 2. So, anyway, I'm excited. Now, I don't think there's going to be anything super crazy for this episode. I mean, nothing crazier than what it was going to be, basically. Like, I don't think they're going to do some big thing because it's the 100th episode. I mean, maybe there'll be a moment in the Petite Clover, but yeah. But I expect this will just be, the next episode. And that's completely fine by me. So, but yeah. But thank you all. Thank you all for watching this for an entire year, for watching 100 episodes of Black Clover with me. And we're only getting started. So, like always, like it has been for the past 100 episodes, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into episode 100 of Black Clover. Here we go. He hasn't said anything. Like, I don't know. Something's up with him, definitely. I mean, I know those are his swords, but, like, I don't know, man. I feel like there's something going on with Licht. The real Licht. And obviously we still don't know why Patry became Licht, so... You know what? There's 10,000 questions, and we're just not going to get the answers to them right now. Like, we're just going to have to wait. And Nero was there, too. Oh, my God. That was funny. Like, what the hell, Nero? I don't know. Maybe Nero is plot relevant. Nero was always around the always looking for the magic stones, so... I don't know. Maybe there'll be something about that. I guess we'll see. You know... Two things, there's a lot of great things in this episode, obviously. Two things I really, really like. Number one, that Yuno is good. Yuno's good, he wasn't possessed. And number two, well, and Yuno and Asta working together, definitely. But number two, Yuno on the back foot. Like, how often do we see that? Like, almost never, because that's the thing of, like, oh, Asta and Yuno are fighting together. It's like, have we actually seen that in 100 episodes? I don't think that we have. I'd have to look and see. Like, let me run through all the thumbnails real quick. Actually, I don't need to do it on my phone. I can just do it on here, on my computer. Well, yeah, the closest would be... Yeah, the closest would be when Asta and Yuno fought Mars. So, yeah, that would be about the closest we had to to the two of them actually fighting together, I think. So, yeah. Yeah, so the last time the two of them really fought together was when they fought Mars in the dungeon. That was like 80 episodes ago. Now look where my boys are. That said, licked. Woo! That dude is strong. And I mean, it's not like he's using spells. Well, he's not using spells because he doesn't have his grimoire. He took one of his swords back. Which is an interesting thing that, you know, when he takes the sword back, it becomes clean again. You know, it becomes purified, essentially. But then Asta took the third sword from him, and it became dark. So it's not even that, oh, Asta's swords are, like, rusted and old, you know, with dark power. But, no, it's literally, it's like they're like a corrupted, dark version of his swords. You know? It literally depends on the user. So, man... Which, I guess this also, by the way, confirms that Asta will only ever have swords, you know? Because this is Lick's original grimoire. The exact grimoire. It's different for some reason. It's been corrupted by the fifth Clover, but still, I guess, by the Black Clover, you know? But still, it is the original... It is his original... grimoire with his swords, and he had sword magic, so we have no there's I mean, because that was the thing when we were originally going through this, like the first 10 episodes, I kind of thought like, oh, I wonder if like Asta will get just a bunch of weapons, you know, like just weapons that he can pull out of his friggin' grimoire, but no. It's just the swords, so... I feel like they have to talk about, too, like... I don't know, I want to know how Licht works, you know? And we're not getting much of how he works, because he's not talking, you know? But... yeah. Because he's not talking at all. But it's like, you know, he has these swords. He had sword magic, specifically. But now, it's anti-magic, and the Demon Dweller sword takes magic, specifically, can absorb magic and then use it against someone. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just, there's so many questions and we don't know. And that's pretty much that. You know, I also don't want to get into power scaling, but, like, there is a part of me that wonders, like, I wonder, because with how crazy that fight was, there's a part of me that wonders, like, I wonder how Julius would have fared against this Licht, you know? Now, the thing is, Julius would not have had to hold back at all, you know? Because that was the thing. The reason why he lost to Patry was because he was holding back. He didn't want to hurt William. And then Patry used the kingdom against him, so he had to save the kingdom and sacrifice himself. But against this version, the original Licht, I think it'd be a completely different story. So, I don't know. It's also interesting. So I guess the elves don't know about Mana Zone, because when Yuno started to use it, you know, Raya was like, "Wait, that's the thing that Fire Captain lady was using." But it's just like, well, I kind of figured the elves already knew that stuff because they were in tune with nature. So we're more in tune with nature and the mana surrounding us than the elves are. But then again, Licht's power is just ridiculous, you know? But man, what a crazy fucking fight, you know? Just Asta and Yuno at their full power. They didn't win, but woo! But boy, oh boy, are they crazy. It's like, here's Yuno, who was already incredibly powerful, plus Belle's power, which is incredibly powerful, plus all the mana he got from reincarnating. Even though the elf's soul has not taken over, he got all that mana. And it wasn't enough. And here's Asta surpassing his limit, going into the black form a third time. And oh my god, is crazy, man. It's so fucking crazy. And it's interesting too, because I will be curious about the third sword, you know? And of course, you know, we're doing this and we're taking a break next week, but still, it's like, I will be very curious about, is the third sword that different? You know, because we didn't see him use it in any different way. He was just using it as a sword, you know? Granted, I guess he was like cutting blasts, essentially, in a way that Asta doesn't, but I almost chalk that up to he is literally just cutting the air, you know? So I don't know, like, I feel like there has to be something unique about the third sword. Otherwise, it's just a smaller version of the original, you know? The original Buster Sword. So, because that's the thing, is that you have the original Buster Sword, which is huge. This big fucking Buster Sword, you know, that's anti-magic and is great. But then you have, and so that's the Demon Slayer Sword. And then you have the Demon Dweller Sword. That being, you know, skinnier, not as you know, robust, I suppose, as the Buster Sword, but having its strength being, you know, absorbing and, you know, reusing mana, reusing magic essentially from your enemy. But then now we have the third sword, and Asta now has this third sword. He took it into the Grimoire, so now it's his, and Licht only has the Demon's Dweller Sword now. So there has to be something unique. That sword has to turn the tide of the fight, I feel like. But what does it do? What could it possibly do? I have no idea. And it's going to be a bit before we find out. You know, I said at the beginning in the intro, I said, you know, I don't expect them to do anything like too crazy. Like, this isn't going to be a huge celebration for this episode. You know, like, this is going to be the next episode in the story, the next chapter of the story. I will say, they timed that out perfectly, though, for this episode to be episode 100, you know? To have such an incredible fight between, you know, Asta, Yuno, and Licht, you know? The fact that was... And they threw, oh my god, the money they fucking threw. Fucking Christmas bonuses came early, folks. They did it. They fucking went in, did everything that they possibly could, made this incredible animation for this fight. And it's just this incredible thing. And bringing back, you know, this is the second time now, but bringing back the original OP, Man, oh man. What an incredible episode to be episode 100. Even though they did get their asses kicked at the end. They did get their asses kicked, and the fight is still going on, and we're not out of the woods even remotely right now. But what a perfect episode for episode 100. Something, not only is it an incredible fight with what seems to be the main villain. I mean, technically the other Licht is the main villain, but, you know. But even he says he serves this one, so that's the thing. Like, an incredible fight with the main villain. And an incredible fight for our two, technically, leads, you know? Like, who... I don't want to say he's been put to the wayside, during the show, because that sounds bad, but it's just, he's gone and done his own path, and we've been following Asta and the Black Bulls, and I don't mind that at all. But what a great way for episode 100 to come back to the two of them, and we see just how far they've come in 100 episodes, you know? Like, that is absolutely incredible. And I know, we're going to come back from the break. We're going to continue. We got 70 more episodes of this season. And then obviously it's going to continue. I know the manga is still continuing, but I just have to say, this feels like the perfect time to say, again, even though I've said it a bunch, I fucking love this show. This is absolutely in, like, my favorite anime of all time. It's like this, Vinland Saga, Mob Psycho 100, the Apothecary Diaries, and I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, I guess. So those are like my top 5 now of all time. What a vast array they are as well, but man, this show is so fucking good. And I can't thank you guys enough, because you guys were the ones who were like, hey, this is a shonen show that fell under the radar, pretty much airing at the same time as My Hero Academia, but it fell under the radar a little bit, and it's something that you would like, and I'm very happy for that, because I fucking hated Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, it was such a disappointment. And the fact that when I posted that last video where I was just like, I'm fucking done with this show, and so many of you were like, hey, I think you should watch Black Clover. I think that's the show that you would really like. And I'm glad I got over the episode count, because it is a large episode count, but I'm glad that I was just like, you know what? Why don't I try to do it? I'm so glad I did, because this show is so good. It's so good. And I'm sorry that so many people are sleeping on it. I wish this was bigger. Now granted, I see Black Clover fans. I see you guys on Twitter. Thank you also for not spoiling anything on Twitter. You guys just talk about... You don't even really talk about stuff. You just... I don't know. You just post pictures of Asta, basically. So... Oh, it's nice. It's really nice. And, is it the most complex storyline? No. But I really don't need it to be. I really, really don't need it to be. I just need it to be good. And this is really fucking good. Damn. What a good fucking show. 100 episodes. And quite frankly, we're just getting started. Once again, next week there won't be new episodes of Black Clover. We'll be back in 2 weeks for episode 101 and 102. Possibly 103, because I think there is going to be a recap episode, which, you know what, to their credit, after watching that, I totally understand them taking a recap episode. I'm going to give them that, That's probably why they did the Petite Clover rerun episode a little while back, because they were just like, we got to save some fucking money, man. We got to time this out to episode 100, and we got to save money for that episode, so yeah, I'm excited. I love this show, and I can't wait to see more of it. So that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Black Clover reactions if you want to go rewatch all 100 episodes before we continue. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.